Well, the first thing I would say is that when you're confronted by police, remember they're doing their job. So in the end, the best advice is to, in the end, do what the police ask you to do, because you've got to respect the fact that they are performing a public safety function. At the same time, you should know your rights. You should know that you have a right to videotape police officers, and you should be willing to talk to them about that and to engage with them. But when the bottom line comes, and push comes to shove, and there's public safety involved, you don't have a right to ignore what the police say. But know your rights, and then be able to express them to the police clearly. Know that you have the right to record police when they're doing their job, as long as you're not interfering with them. So know your rights, be prepared to speak to them, hope that they will listen to you, but in the end, unless you're a journalist who chooses to go to jail for their principle, you probably want to listen to what they say and comply, and then come back to fight another day and enforce your rights after the fact.
The first place you want to think about is Reporters Committee for Freedom of the Press. They have fantastic resources online. They can give you a lot of background on legal issues. They also have a hotline, so they'll answer your questions as they come up. You can email them with questions. I think that's available to any ONA member who needs assistance. There's also the Online Media Legal Network, which is run out of Harvard's Berkman Center for Internet and Society, and they have a network of pro bono lawyers around the country who are interested in working with primarily independent journalists or small organizations that don't have access to resources to pay full legal fees, and they will set them up with a local lawyer who's interested in taking on that kind of client.
I think that the first tip is that the rules are the same on social media. The way I usually think about it is, if I hear something on social media, I would deal with it the same way that I would deal with an anonymous source. I mean, do you have experience with this person? If not, then you generally are going to have questions about it, and then you would seek to verify it in the same ways you would seek to verify a piece of information from an anonymous source. So I don't think there's anything about social media that kind of breaks down the requirements. Social media, there's different ways you can use it. You can, do crowdsourcing, you can find information and verify that way. But bottom line is, it's another source. Journalism hasn't changed. The ethics of journalism hasn't changed. So get that valuable information, but treat it the same way you would other information.